Want to attract any woman without resorting to overthinking, grandiose gestures, or cheesy tactics? You might be surprised to hear that the key lies in two remarkably simple words: I want. Yes, these unassuming words hold extraordinary power, not just in how you talk to women, but in how you approach your entire life. They signal clarity, confidence, and a decisive mindset, all of which are undeniably attractive traits. Most men skate through interactions unsure of how to express their desires, afraid of rejection, or just plain clueless about how their lack of clarity weakens their message. If that sounds familiar, fear not. Mastering the art of saying "I want" is within your reach, and it can truly transform how others perceive you. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on this secret weapon for personal development and connection, using timeless Stoic wisdom as our guide. Buckle up, because we're going deep. Importance of the two words. I want to understand the importance of "I want." You must first appreciate what it represents: honesty, confidence, and intention. These words might seem basic, but within them lies a powerful ability to project clear self-awareness. A man who says, "I want," knows what drives him. He's unafraid to chase his desires, and that decisiveness is profoundly magnetic. Think about it. When someone confidently states what they want, it instantly grabs your attention. Why? Because clarity cuts through the noise. Most people waffle through conversations, unsure of what they're trying to say. A man who firmly declares his intent, whether it's "I want to get to know you better" or "I want this project done by Friday," shows he's purposeful and sure of himself. Confidence isn't built overnight, but using this phrase consistently can help you internalize it and project it. Beyond relationships, "I want" can elevate every interaction in your life. Take the workplace, for example. Suppose you're pitching an idea in a meeting. Instead of vaguely suggesting, "We could potentially focus on Initiative X," try stating, "I want us to prioritize Initiative X because it aligns with our goals." See the difference? You're no longer leaving anything up for guessing. You're clearly guiding the conversation. This concept is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Ancient Stoics emphasized the importance of knowing yourself and taking deliberate action. "I want" crystallizes those teachings. It forces you to clarify your intentions while empowering you to act on them. And when women sense this kind of inner clarity, it's naturally intriguing. After all, someone who knows who they are is far more compelling than someone still fumbling to figure it out. Men's communication. Mistakes for many men. Poor communication stems not from bad intentions, but from fear of saying something wrong. Unfortunately, this fear often leads to frustrating missteps that hurt more than help. One of the most significant mistakes? Being too passive. The guy who constantly says, "I don't care, whatever you want," thinks he's being laid back and agreeable. But in reality, this lack of input can come across as disinterest, or even worse, as a lack of self-respect. Now imagine you're on a date, and your companion asks, "What shall we do tonight?" Responding with, "Whatever works for you," puts the decision entirely in her hands and offers her nothing to get excited about. Instead, what if you confidently replied, "I want to check out that Italian restaurant down the street. I hear it's amazing." Suddenly, the energy changes. You've taken the lead, and even if she has a different idea, she'll appreciate your decisiveness and effort to craft a shared experience. Another common pitfall is overcomplicating things. Some men try too hard to impress, piling on elaborate language or excessive promises that feel unnatural. They might think they're showing effort or depth, but often they end up sounding insincere. A better approach: keep it simple and authentic. Authenticity is the currency of connection. Of course, we can't ignore the problem of indecisiveness or excessive qualifiers, like saying, "I think maybe we could," instead of "I want." While you may feel you're softening your statement to avoid sounding demanding, to others it reads as uncertainty. This brings us back to Stoic wisdom. Own your words and actions. Being clear, concise, and direct doesn't make you overbearing. It makes you trustworthy. How to use "I want" in daily life. Imagine "I want" as a versatile tool you can apply across countless situations. The beauty of this phrase lies in its adaptability. It empowers you whether you're talking to a romantic, partner, colleagues, or friends. And if you're wondering how to get started, don't worry. It's easier than it seems. Start practicing in low-pressure interactions to build familiarity. Start practicing in low-pressure interactions to build familiarity. For instance, the next time you grab your morning coffee, say, "I want a large cappuccino, please," rather than fumbling around with, "I think I'll just have maybe a cappuccino?" It seems minor, but each small, confident statement reinforces the habit. Now take it up a notch. Appear decisive in front of your colleagues. If you're brainstorming ideas in a meeting, instead of offering vague suggestions, go for something intentional with, "I want to focus on solution A," because it addresses our core challenge. Authentic and to-the-point communication not only makes you a better team player, but also strengthens your leadership potential. When it comes to personal connections, be vulnerable, yet strong. Saying "I want" can open doors to honest, meaningful conversations. For example, you might say, "I want to understand how we can spend more time together," or "I want us to clear the air if something feels off." These phrases are impactful because they show both clarity and emotional investment. The more you integrate "I want" into your daily conversations, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll notice people responding to you differently. Why? Because clear intentions save everyone time and foster mutual respect. Using "it" right to avoid misunderstandings. While the phrase carries power, it's vital to wield it carefully. Misusing "I want" can unintentionally make you come across as demanding or egocentric. Balance and sensitivity are key to its effectiveness. For example, there's a big difference between "I want you to do this now" and "I want us to find a solution that works for both of us." The first implies command, while the second invites collaboration. Pay attention to tone and context. These define how your message will land. Furthermore, timing plays a significant role in avoiding misunderstandings. Blurting "I want this done" in high-pressure moments might escalate tensions. Instead, taking a calm, measured approach, like laying out why you want something and how it benefits everyone involved, fosters understanding. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of controlling your emotions and considering others' perspectives, so align your communication with that philosophy. Lastly, remember that expressing "I want" is not about control, it's about clarity. You'll encounter disagreements, and that's okay. Be flexible, open to compromise, and grounded in your approach. People might not always agree with your desires, but they'll respect the integrity behind expressing them honestly. Benefits of using "I want." What happens when you fully lean into this technique? The results are profound. Confidence becomes second nature, and even uncomfortable situations suddenly feel manageable. Why? Because "I want" trains your brain to own your desires rather than shy away from them. You'll notice yourself speaking up more frequently and feeling less apprehensive about the outcome. At the same time, others around you will start valuing your presence more. Clear communication encourages trust. They'll see you as someone who knows what they're doing and respects both their own boundaries and others. This level of maturity can forge stronger connections in all areas of life, personal and professional. Another subtle benefit is efficiency. When you express yourself with precision, it spares both you and your counterpart the headache of miscommunication. Whether in dating, task delegation, or casual banter, getting straight to the point saves time without sacrificing tact. And perhaps most importantly, using "I want" helps deepen self-awareness. Over time, it reshapes your mindset. You'll discover not just superficial desires, but the core wants that drive your values and life goals. Once you understand these at a deeper level, expressing them feels even more authentic, and that authenticity is what truly resonates with others. A challenge to apply. Here's the deal. You don't master the I want method by simply reading about it or thinking it sounds nice. You need to put it into action, and that requires practice. That's why we're issuing you a challenge. Over the next 7 days, commit to using I want in your daily interactions. Start small, but stay consistent. Make these words part of your vocabulary in low-stakes situations until they feel natural. For example, when ordering food or coffee, be clear and intentional about what you want. Instead of hesitating or rambling, say, "I want a cheeseburger with no pickles," or "I want a latte with oat milk, please." Notice how this feels compared to your usual approach. It's a confidence boost, even in something as basic as ordering lunch. Then, begin applying it to conversations that carry more weight. Perhaps you've been meaning to ask your boss for more responsibility at work. Instead of dancing around the request with, "I think I'd maybe like to take on more tasks," say, "I want to take on more leadership opportunities because I believe I'm ready and it aligns with my goals." Not only does this show confidence, but it also demonstrates clear ambition. Finally, level up by using I want in personal, emotional interactions. If there's someone you've been longing to reconnect with, a partner, friend, or family member, start with something direct yet kind. For instance, "I want us to spend quality time together again like we used to," is a great way to show vulnerability and value the relationship. These moments may feel daunting, but they foster deeper, more meaningful connections. At the end of the challenge, take a moment to reflect. How did using I want make you feel? How did people respond to you? The discomfort you might feel in the beginning is a sign of growth. Over time, you'll not only see results, but you'll feel the empowerment that comes with expressing your true desires without hesitation. Practice makes perfect. Most men fail to improve their communication because they're unwilling to practice. But here's the reality. Anybody can get better. And the only way to do that is through consistent effort. Like any new skill, using I want may feel clunky at first. You may even trip over your words or second-guess yourself. That's okay. Progress requires patience. Think of this as training a muscle. Every time you boldly state your desires with I want, you're working out your confidence muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Practice in front of a mirror if needed. Watch how your facial expressions change as you say these words. Adjust your tone to sound calm yet assertive. Confidence is less about volume and more about intention. Don't shy away from real-world practice either. Start integrating I want into casual settings, chatting with a friend, making plans for the weekend, or even speaking with a stranger. These low-risk scenarios build momentum while preparing you for more significant conversations. Over time, you'll find that what once felt foreign now comes naturally, and this newfound confidence will radiate into other areas of your life. Pair your practice with self-reflection. Ask yourself regularly, what do I want, both in the short term and long term? Getting clear about your desires internally will make it easier to communicate them externally. It's a practice that aligns beautifully with Stoic principles, encouraging you to live with intention and integrity. I want. Technique for personal growth beyond social and relationship dynamics. The I want method is a powerful tool for personal growth. Articulating your desires brings clarity to the goals and intentions you may have previously left unspoken. And once you state them, you give yourself permission to actively pursue them. For example, instead of vaguely wishing, "I could be fitter," start saying, "I want to improve my fitness because it will energize me and build my self-discipline." Notice how this subtle shift turns an abstract wish into a tangible goal. The act of declaring your desire aloud reinforces your commitment to it, which keeps you focused as challenges inevitably arise. Similarly, you can use I want as a framework for decision-making. When facing life choices, whether in your career or your personal life, ask yourself, what do I truly want in this situation? Be honest about your priorities. Over time, This repeated practice strengthens your ability to make decisions that align with your deepest values. The Stoics emphasized focusing on what you can control, and this technique is a direct application of that principle. You can't control outcomes or the opinions of others, but you can control the clarity and intention with which you pursue what you want. They will beg for you. 10 strategies to make them value. Now that we've explored the foundational strategies for making others value you, it's time to expand further. Mastery isn't achieved through surface-level understanding. You need to dig deeper, embody these principles, and apply them in more nuanced ways. What's the goal? To inspire actionable progress in your self-development and build an undeniable presence that attracts and commands respect. True self-care, a lifestyle, not a luxury. It's easy to misunderstand self-care as simply going to the gym or taking time off when tired. But real self-care is about honoring all facets of your well-being, your physical health, mental state, and emotional resilience. When you fully invest in your own growth, you create a foundation for everything else in your life, including better relationships. Start with your routine. Are you getting enough sleep to support focus and energy? Poor sleep will not only drain you physically, but also make you appear irritable or inattentive. A rested mind projects calm strength, while a frazzled mind flips into unnecessary frustration, an aura no one finds attractive. Next, examine your environment. Do you make time to remove stressors and recharge? Spend time in spaces that inspire you, whether that's walking through nature or tackling a passion project. Physical fitness is essential, sure, but mental clarity follows when you leave distractions behind. Partner this with a balanced diet that fuels both form and function. When you treat your body as a vessel that needs care and respect, it shows. And others perceive you as someone who takes ownership of every part of life. The conversation around receiving. Why it's more than gratitude is a challenge for you. Go beyond practicing gratitude for what you receive and learn to genuinely accept it without deflection or discomfort. Why? Because rejecting compliments or kindness inadvertently signals insecurity. Picture this scenario. A colleague or friend praises your recent achievement. Responding with, "Oh, it wasn't a big deal," is essentially you dismissing their admiration. Instead, try saying, "Thank you. That means a lot coming from you." Or even adding, "I worked really hard on that, and I'm proud of the outcome." These responses show that you acknowledge their perspective while respecting your own effort. Another pivotal takeaway is identifying when the art of receiving overlaps with boundaries. Stoics believed in striking a balance of reciprocity in relationships. Learning to receive graciously doesn't mean taking without giving. It means recognizing the value in the exchange itself, a shared moment of appreciation or support. Accept help, but also match it when it's your turn. This creates mutual respect and trust in all dynamics, romantic or otherwise. The power of time. Valuing it as a mark of respect. When you truly value your time, you're silently teaching others to do the same. One of the most practical ways to assert this principle is to confidently set boundaries. For example, if someone habitually runs late or cancels plans last minute, don't simply smile and say, "That's okay." Instead, assert your time's importance by calmly addressing the behavior. Try something like, "I want us to stick to our commitments because it's meaningful to me, and I make time for what matters." Your tone should remain calm yet firm. This isn't confrontation, it's respect. But remember, this isn't just about enforcing boundaries with others. Learning how to value your time equally matters. Reflect on activities or commitments that consume large portions of your day but offer little return or fulfillment. Is scrolling your phone at night enabling your growth and relaxation, or pulling you further from your goals? Be honest with yourself. Time is finite, and more than holding others accountable, you must be accountable to yourself. Respect your hours, and women and those around you will respect your priorities. Cultivating calmness, a skill that stands out composure and difficult. Moments is the ultimate way to distinguish yourself, especially in a world filled with heightened emotions and quick reactions. Women and peers alike notice when someone manhandles chaos effortlessly. Don't mistake calmness for silence. It's about responding, not reacting. For example, consider how you're tempted to react during disagreements. Many people become defensive, raising their voice or retreating into anger. Instead, use the Stoic approach. Pause before responding. Ask yourself, is this response going to make the situation better or worse? Can I use this moment to guide the resolution instead of escalating it? A composed man doesn't allow others to force him into emotional roller coasters. He understands that leadership, whether within a team or a relationship, starts with regulating himself. This emotional control fosters admiration and tells others, I can be trusted to handle difficulty without unraveling. Women value this trait immensely. It creates safety, stability, and clear-headedness in relationships. Active listening, a connection. Supercharger. Believe it or not, listening is one of the most underrated yet magnetic skills you can develop. We're not talking about nodding while mentally preparing your next response. True active listening is about being fully present. It means giving someone undivided attention and taking the time to truly process what they're saying. Start small. During your next conversation, respond not with a simple, "That's cool," but by reflecting back a detail from the other person's words. For instance, if someone shares their learning photography, ask, "What kind of shots do you enjoy taking most?" Or, "What got you into photography?" These types of questions show interest, making you far more engaging and memorable. This principle goes double when applied to romantic relationships. Women commonly report that feeling heard is among their top desires. When you actively listen, you demonstrate emotional maturity and care. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about romantic attraction. Active listening strengthens all your relationships, from your teammates at work to your closest friends, all by signaling mutual respect. Mystery and discretion. Refining the art of intrigue, creating mystique in how you carry yourself, keeps the dynamic between you and others fresh and intriguing. However, mystery is not about withholding for manipulation. Instead, it's about pacing. If you're tempted to share your entire life story within the first coffee date or conversation with a new acquaintance, pause and rethink. Pacing what you reveal maintains excitement. The gradual unveiling of your personality allows others to enjoy the process of getting to know you over time. This principle keeps relationships dynamic. It opens the door for deeper bonding in future interactions. Discretion is another layer of depth. Everyone has opinions, but not every thought needs to materialize into spoken words, particularly in volatile moments. The ability to pick your battles doesn't come from passivity, but from wisdom. Before speaking, consider, will this comment serve my values or build the dynamic I'm nurturing? Silence reinforces the perception of thoughtfulness, especially when conversations become heated. Living the lesson, integrating I want into your identity. The previous sections have given you the tools and strategies to refine your communication, presence, and mind. But here's the reality. True mastery happens when these lessons stop feeling like a conscious effort and start becoming part of who you are. To captivate others and create meaningful relationships, you need to embody confidence, clarity, and calmness at your very core. This transformation requires practice, consistency, and reflection. The phrase "I want" may begin as a tool for communication, but as you integrate it more deeply, it becomes a mindset. You're no longer someone who just expresses what they desire. You're someone who acts on those desires with purpose and determination. This shift impacts every area of your life, from relationships to career growth to personal well-being. It's time to explore even more actionable ways to weave these principles into the fabric of your daily life. Aligning "I want" with your long-term vision to fully unlock the power of "I want," you need to marry it with a clear vision of who you want to become. Without direction, even the most confident declarations will fall flat. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in alignment with your values, so take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Grab a notebook or sit quietly and journal your answers to these questions. What do I want to achieve in the next year? 5 years? What relationships are most important to me, and how do I want to strengthen them? What kind of man do I want to be known as, both to myself and others? This exercise isn't just about setting goals, it's about uncovering the deeper why that drives you. Once you gain clarity, begin declaring your intentions to yourself each day. For instance, instead of approaching your morning groggily, say to yourself, I want to have a productive day that moves me closer to X goal. Anchoring your actions to your long-term vision ensures that each decision you make reflects the man you aspire to be. Building consistency. The silent superpower. Consistency often gets overlooked in conversations about attraction and self-improvement. But make no mistake, it's one of the most attractive traits a person can possess. Why? Because consistency signals reliability and integrity. When your actions align with your words over time, people come to trust and depend on you, and in return, they value you more. Consider this through the lens of the I want mindset. If you state your intentions with confidence but fail to follow through, you erode trust. Think about the guy who says he wants to meet for dinner at 7 p.m., but shows up 30 minutes late without any explanation. His words lose meaning because his actions don't back them up. On the flip side, the man who proclaims his intentions and consistently delivers on them inspires respect. Consistency also applies to how you treat yourself. For example, if you claim, I want to prioritize fitness, but only show up to the gym once a month, your own mind starts doubting your resolve. By creating habits that reinforce your intentions, whether it's showing up for daily workouts, consistently planning meaningful conversations with a partner, or maintaining focus on your career goals, you create a feedback loop of confidence and achievement. Remember, Stoics believed in controlling what you can, not obsessing over what you can't. You hold the keys to building consistency simply by showing up for yourself every day, bringing Stoic calm to high stakes situations. Part of captivating others is showing that you can handle even the most challenging situations with grace and poise. High-stakes moments, whether it's a disagreement with a partner, a workplace, conflict, or a major life decision, test your calmness and composure. But every crisis is also an opportunity to demonstrate strength. The next time you feel yourself slipping into panic, take a page from Stoic teachings. Take 3 intentional deep breaths before reacting. This pause serves as a reset button, preparing your mind to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. During this pause, ask yourself, what's within my control right now? What outcome do I want? And what's the best way to guide this interaction toward it? For example, say your partner brings up a concern and emotions begin to rise. Instead of responding defensively, take that moment to reset. Respond by saying, I understand where you're coming from, and I want us to work through this together. This statement reflects both emotional control and a commitment to finding a solution. Over time, as you practice remaining calm under pressure, you'll develop a reputation as someone who doesn't bend under stress. This trait inspires confidence in others because they know they can turn to you for steady support. Refining the art of authenticity. One of the most liberating lessons from Stoic philosophy is that you don't need to pretend to be anyone but yourself. Attracting others, particularly women, isn't about adopting a facade or playing out a role. It's about showing up as your authentic self. That doesn't mean you throw caution to the wind and share every thought or feeling immediately. Rather, it's about staying grounded in your truth while allowing space for gradual connection. Authenticity is inherently attractive because it's rare. Too many people conform to social expectations or obsess over what they think others want to hear. You can break this cycle by being unapologetically honest about what you want and what you value. If asked about your aspirations, don't offer a generic response like, I don't know, just taking it day by day. Instead, respond with something meaningful, such as, I want to create a career that allows me to have both financial freedom and time for adventure. Being authentic also requires vulnerability, the courage to share your feelings and experiences without fear of judgment. Women and friends alike appreciate men who can own their stories, the triumphs and struggles alike, and use them to connect on a human level. Honesty and authenticity frame you as someone who is fully present and grounded, which is ultimately captivating. The legacy of the I want mindset by. Now it should be clear that learning how to say I want is just the beginning. This deceptively simple phrase carries the power to reshape your confidence, relationships, and overall approach to life. It pushes you to clarify your desires, act on them decisively, and remain mindful of how your actions align with your values. The mastery of this mindset isn't just about captivating others, it's about creating a legacy of inner strength and self-respect. Each time you use I want, you're declaring to yourself and the world that you're worthy of living life on your own terms. You're stepping into the role of the leader, the trailblazer, and the man who knows his worth. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but that's the beauty of it. Each small choice to stand by your desires and voice them with clarity becomes a brick in the foundation of your legacy. Over time, you'll find that the I want mindset seeps into every interaction, every opportunity, and every challenge you face, effortlessly reinforcing the truth of who you are. To captivate is to connect. By mastering the power of I want and integrating Stoic principles into your life, you cultivate a presence that others can't help but be drawn to. It's not about flashy tactics, it's about clarity, confidence, and intentionality. The I want mindset is your gateway to personal growth, meaningful relationships, and enduring self-respect. Keep building on these lessons, challenge yourself to go even further, and remember, your greatest potential awaits. Stay consistent, stay clear, and stay confident. The rest will follow.